going on with everybody, man? It's your boy Raider Bandita. I'm back at him. You guys know what time it is, man. First things first, we got to give shout outs, man. Shout out to the Niner Empire, man. Shout out to Frank the Gambler, Billy Badass, Niner Pride, Iraqi Vet, and 49 Cents. Your guys' team came out Thursday night and, you know what I'm saying, beat our brakes off. You feel me? I came out in my video, my thoughts video, my prediction video, and said that, you know, the Niners have a bunch of no-name running backs that are unproven. They have a bunch of, you feel me, no-name defensive linemen that are unproven outside of DeForest Buckner. You know, and those two, I felt like those two phases of the Niners did a very good job in terms of being able to beat the Raiders. You know, that defensive line they had ended up having about 8 sacks that game. They sacked Derek Carr about 7 times. I think they sacked A.J. McCarron once. You know, it was a long day for the Raiders. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be kind of a long game when they came out and said they were going to start, you know what I'm saying, this undrafted rookie quarterback that's never played, you feel me, a regular season game. Nick Mullins out of the University of Southern Mississippi. The same university that Brett Favre went to. I also said in my my video that John Gruden was doing some scouting. He had been talking to Brett Favre about Nick Mullins, but you know that didn't look like any of that stuff really mattered any. The one game that most of us Raider fans really cared about was this game. I think the Niner fans probably feel the same way. Right now the Raiders only have 1 win, so we're still tied for that #1 overall draft pick. But, you know, all in all, it was a bad game for the Raiders. Our offensive line was getting bullied left and right. We had our offensive tackles go down. We had Colt Miller go down. He ended up coming back. The Raiders ended up benching Brandon Parker. Brandon Parker did eventually end up coming back that game. We had Colton Miller. When Colton Miller went out, we had Kelechi Osemele, who's our Pro Bowl left guard, who's also nursing a knee injury right now. We had him slide over to tackle. We had him playing tackle. You know, all in all, it was just a bad game in terms of up front. Our defensive line couldn't get no pressure. I don't think we had any sacks. I think we had like 1 quarterback hit or something. That kid, Nick Mullins, just stood in the pocket, man, and had nobody within 3 or 4 feet of him, man. He was just throwing missiles left and right. Pierre Garçon, I think, probably had one of his better games of the season. He was slicing and dicing us up. Remember the first drive? Reggie Nelson, sorry ass, blew a coverage. He bit down on the run, and Garçon was right over the top of his head, man, for a touchdown. You know, just very bad. You know, it was a really bad game. And all 3 phases of the game, our offense didn't play good at all. Our offense stink. We were only able to score 3 points, and that was on our opening drive. We went down the field. The rest of our drives, it was like punt, 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 missed field goal, punt, punt. So, you know, just very bad, you know, just very bad all in all. The Raiders are definitely the worst team in the league. You know, the Niners, you know, they played a really good football game. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely tell that they wanted to win that game. I don't think that John Gruden even cared about winning. So I honestly don't feel like him losing that game was that big of a deal, honestly. You know, it's a big deal for us local fans and shit because, you know, we live around the opposing fans. But in terms of, you know, him caring about winning that game, I honestly don't think he really cared. The Raiders were playing like they didn't really care to win. They were just playing like they were out there just trying to collect a check, just trying to go all 4 quarters without getting hurt. Like I said, man, the pass rush was anemic. We couldn't stop their quarterback. Their defense was just getting pressure left and right. I felt like at spurts we did a good job of being able to run the ball. We ran the ball, you know, sometimes pretty good at spurts, but for the most part they did a pretty good job of locking us down. I mean, that game was over, I mean, early. I mean, halftime, about halftime, that shit was over. Was it like 24-3 at halftime? Derek Carr once again playing scared. You know, just all around, just bad fucking game. The Raiders cut Bruce Irvin today. Like I said, that saves us about $9 million. So for the 2019 season, the Raiders, you know what I'm saying, have a plethora, whatever you want to say, of draft picks and money. We're looking at 3 first-round picks and I think 2 second-round picks. And we have about 80 to $82 million for free agency. So, you know, we have a lot of things going good right now, at least for the future. Our salary cap is fixed. We got a lot of these guys that are going to make a lot of money gone. We have a lot of draft picks, man, to stock up on a lot of good young players. But, you know, the Raiders definitely need some good young players. We need some good young talent. Right now, I don't really think anybody on this roster is really keepable, honestly, except maybe our draft class from this year. But, you know, Carr is not playing well. I think they're going to keep Carr. I think Carr, we all know Carr, if he can give some good protection and he's not getting put on his back 7 times a game, he's a pretty good quarterback. You know, and it's hard to find a franchise quarterback in the league. And Derek Carr might not be playing like a franchise quarterback right now, but we all know what his potential is. His potential is to be a great quarterback. You know, he was an MVP candidate. You know, he led the league, I think, that year, was right behind Matthew Stafford, 1 game behind Matthew Stafford in fourth quarter comebacks. So, you know, he can definitely, you know, win us some games. So, you know, he's probably the one guy they'll probably keep from the Reggie McKenzie shit. But, you know, Carl Joseph can go. You know, basically this entire team can almost go. So they'll probably keep this year's draft class. You know, they'll keep Arden Key and Maurice Hurst and P.J. Hall and Brandon Parker and Colton Miller. I'm still yet to see what's going on with Nick Nelson. I haven't really seen Nick Nelson take too many snaps this year. If he's trying to go younger, I don't know exactly what he's doing in terms of not playing Nick Nelson. This was one game that we didn't see Rashaan Melvin. Rashaan Melvin was a healthy scratch. He was a healthy scratch this game, so we didn't see Rashaan Melvin, you know, which is kind of surprising. Rashaan Melvin was one of our bigger free agent signings. He was one of the guys that got a lot of praise from John Gruden. You know, and they didn't play him. You know, he fucking was benched the entire game. They had Daryl Worley and Garyon Conley and Leon Hall out there playing. You know, I thought those guys did a pretty good job. But, you know, the offense, man, the offense just not being able to score no points against the worst defense, statistical defense in the league. You know, ultimately was the Raiders' downfall. We all know, man, the Raiders have never been able to stop nobody. Haven't been able to stop nobody for a long time. And the last time we were good, it wasn't because we were able to stop anybody. It's because we were able to outscore teams. And this is like, what, the second time this year that the Raiders have played one of the worst defenses, and, you know, absolutely got shut down. I think it was a few weeks ago we played, what team was that? I think Seattle. I think they had one of the worst defenses coming in. It was either Seattle or San Diego, and they beat our brakes off. Might have been San Diego. We couldn't do nothing. You know, it's just, you know, it's unfortunate. You can obviously tell that the Raiders aren't being competitive. They aren't trying to win the games. They're basically tanking. You know, and it's sad for us local fans. I seen Dylan from the Black and Silver Way. He made a video and said that he's not going to no more Raider games because the Raiders just don't care. And that's honestly, man, what it's come down to. The Raiders just don't care anymore. They don't care about winning no more games for us local fans. You know, John Gruden can sit there and keep fucking bullshitting, talking about how he's trying to win a championship or make this into a championship organization and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, all this media craze statements he be making, man. But we all know, man, we're not fucking stupid. I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. The Raiders ain't trying to do nothing for Oakland. They're getting their sights set for Vegas. You know, and it's just unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. You know, a lot of us fans around here, man, we've been waiting a long time. And we stood by this team, man, for years and years and years. And, you know, to get slapped in the face by our coach and our owner and shit, you know, it sucks. You know, I honestly feel like John Gruden is taking a lot of blame for the shit that Mark Davis is doing. I think Mark Davis is the reason why we don't have Khalil Mack. I think Mark Davis is the reason why we don't have Amari Cooper. The guy can't afford him. He don't have no money. He's broke. Talking about, you know, I don't have money now, but when we get to Vegas, we'll have some money. But, you know, it just sets a bad standard for your locker room, man. You got guys looking at the leader of your organization like, dude, this guy can't afford to keep his players. You know, he's unloyal. You know, so on and so forth. But anyways, man, it was a poor game on Thursday. The Raiders lost. We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't pass the ball. Our leading receiver, Jared Cook, had like 2 targets the entire game. Their pass rush is, I think, one of the main reasons why we lost that game. We got killed. We couldn't block them for more than 2 or 3 seconds. And, you know, their rookie quarterback came out and lit us up, man. So, That's really all I gotta say about that game, man. Until next time, man. Let me know what you guys think about the game down low in the comment section, man. Until next time, go Raiders.